What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Dr. Payne's
Bass Lessons.
This is going to be the first one of the series, so we're going to start real slow and simple. This is for people who have never really played bass at all and maybe aren't as familiar with it from guitar or piano or somewhere else. So we're really starting from ground zero here. Alright, so the only thing you need to start playing bass is a bass. And this is actually an incredibly cheap model. So this bass was about $250. You can get a little cheaper than that if you really need to. There are some perfectly serviceable starter basses for like $100. This one, I will say, is as good as any bass I've ever played. So obviously, if you want to spend more money, you do you. Most basses, that is to say, the standard bass, have 4 strings. This is the same whether you're playing an upright bass or an electric bass. They are fundamentally the same instrument in terms of tuning. So the 4 strings are E, A, D, and G. So I think one of the first things to really get a hold of is the relationship of each string to the other strings. So on a bass guitar, it's pretty straightforward. For every string, the 5th fret up, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th fret is the same as the string. Now, I'm going to use the tonal above, but it's physically below. So when I say go up a string, I mean go up a string in tone and not in physical location. So, and the 5th fret on the E string is the same as the open A string. The same relationship applies for the A string and the D string. So, and of course that holds for the last 2 strings as well. Conversely, the 7th fretted note on any string is the same as the open string below it. So in this case, on the G string down here, so this is a D, and the string below it is also a D. Same for the middle 2 and the bottom 2. Probably the 3rd most important fret is the 12th fret, and this is usually demarcated with 2 dots on the side of the fretboard that faces you. There's not always 2 dots, but there's usually something to indicate that this is the 12th fret. So the 12th fret is the same note that is an E, it's an E. It's an E on the E string, an A on the A string, and a D on the D string, and a G on the G string. But it's an octave higher in tone. So to sum up, the 3 most important frets you should know right off the bat are the 5th, the 7th, and the 12th. Just remember that the 5th fret is the same as the higher string. The 7th fret is the same as the lower string. And the 12th fret is the same as the string itself. So basically, you can think about the 0th or the open string to the 11th fret. These are all unique notes. And these relationships between the strings really help make sense out of how the fretboard is organized, so to speak. So as a first little exercise, try to find 3 notes on the fretboard that are the same tone as each other. That is, find those 3 E's. Or how about try and find 3 A's? In fact, if you look closely, you may find a 4th. So give that a whirl and come back next week for some more stuff. All right, until then, I hope this has been a helpful start, and I'll see you next time.